let's talk about the IT space itself then. The 2024 edition of the Mobile World Congress, which is the world's leading trade fair for mobile technology and related industries, has kicked off in Barcelona, Spain. The biggest smartphone brands are expected to showcase their latest innovations during this 4-day event. In fact, Reema has gone all the way to Barcelona, and at that event itself, she caught up with Aravind Viswanathan, who is the CFO of Tanla Platforms, who spoke about the exponential growth in OTT platforms. He also shed light on their aspirations going ahead. Let's listen in.
OTT is a big opportunity. We've been talking about it consistently. It's changed our perspective in terms of how we are looking at communication platform as a service, right? In a sense that originally it was all SMS, as you rightly said. But today, if you look at an average viewer's screen time, 80% of his time is on messaging apps.
Correct.
So the OTT channels are kind of looking at, saying how do we get that mind share from a A2P standpoint than just traditional P2P that historically OTT channels were in. And there are obviously huge benefits in terms of the use cases that one can deliver. A lot of new use cases are coming in. So we are betting very, very big. And, we said 13%. It was maybe less than 3% 8 quarters back. So we've seen a substantial increase in terms of the entire investment and size of the business. And we're doing multiple things just in MWC this year. We are doing a session on RCS with Google. We're doing a session on WhatsApp, talking about
conversational commerce. That's tricky.
So a lot of interesting things that's happening. A lot of interest from customers. So that's really where we are going. It's going to
so
be
OTT is about 100 crore in terms of your quarterly revenues today?
A little more than 100.
A little more than. And what's the growth rate?
Oh, it's been growing.
Like doubling?
Exponentially, right? So I would say that, it's probably gone up 4-5x over the last 8 quarters.
4-5. Okay. The other big opportunity is the anti-phishing technology, APT. This is something you unveiled at the last MWC. And very recently, I think just in the month of January, you signed a large deal with a commercial bank in India. What is the opportunity from APT?
It's ATP. It's anti-phishing technology platform, right? So it's a platform we're very excited in. It's a platform that addresses a need of the hour, right? It's just not a business model. It's something that helps society, and that's why it resonates with every stakeholder. We have really, as you said, we launched this in Barcelona last year.
Yeah.
We are having an event on the very same platform as a success story. We've had one commercial signing.
And you're also doing a session on protecting 1 billion users from scam.
So I think we are kind of owning that space, Reema. It is really us having a lot of focus on users. We've seen different sessions, and when you go through those sessions, you will get a better sense of it. But it's a big opportunity, not just for India, it's a global problem, right?
So tell us, right, 15 to 16% has been the revenue growth in the first 9 months. With these two big growth drivers, OTT platform and even anti-phishing technology, ATP, what can be the growth rate? What is Tanla's aspiration?
So, we don't guide, as you know, right?
Yeah.
And every time there's always an intent to get us to put a number out there. But I think, the market is growing, right? Our aspiration always is to grow in line or ahead of the market in most cases, right? And we're making those investments in. So I think historically we look at it in different forms. You have an SMS which goes at a pretty lower rate. Then you have OTT channels.
So SMS is growing at what rate?
Maybe low double digits, is what the market seems to be growing at. It's a little up and down. International messaging has been more driven by pricing, not so much on volume, right? Because many use cases have gone to the OTT channel.
Yeah.
OTT is going exponential. So it's a little difficult to say what the integrated view is, but obviously there's a lot of optimism in terms of the potential of this industry.
Okay, so if you had to tell me the growth levers, one is OTT, which is growing exponentially. Your market share has gone from 3% to, no market share, the revenue contribution has gone from 3% to 13% in the last 8 quarters. ATP is a big opportunity. Only one deal, right? Or are there more in the pipeline?
Multiple in the pipeline, right? As we said repeatedly, it's a product that resonates with more. To start with banks, right? So I think we will see a lot of discussion.
Deal closure.
So we are hopeful that more deals will close.
And even UAE and Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, while you did say international is a bit subdued and it's driven by pricing, these are big focus.
International is more on ILD, which is originating outside India and terminating India.
Okay.
The international markets are not subdued, right?
So that's the third growth lever.
That's a big growth lever, yes. So that's something where we are starting in. We're very, very careful in terms of how we are addressing the global markets. We did an M&A that has given us
Yeah.
some footprint. Some of these unique platforms gives us the kind of conversations we have is very different just because of the kind of platforms we have. So that always helps.
All right, interesting conversation there, Tanla management with Reema. For the time being, though, we'll slip into a short break. When you come back, we'll continue our focus on markets and on stock-specific action. Don't go anywhere.